Hey guys, well we got the 5-horse Briggs motor on a wood splitter. Starts and runs good as long as you manually prime the carburetor, which most likely means that the fuel pump, is dried out. I apologize for all the traffic noises. I'm working outside. We're going to go ahead. I don't have another one of these diaphragms, so we're going to go ahead and pull this whole carburetor tank assembly off, swap it out with a good one. Alrighty, here we go. Okay, now to give myself a little bit of extra room trying to get in here to get this carburetor and tank off, I went ahead and took these two bolts out to free up this muffler so I can get in here and get it out of the way. See how that lets me get into these bolts. Always make sure these bolts, they get heated up from the muffler, they get brittle. Just kind of easily work them back and forth so you don't break them off in the motor. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we've got to take this bolt off, and there's another one that's hard to see, but it's down across from it. And there's one or two, there's one that's down here under the tank. We're going to take it out, then that'll let that whole assembly come off. Just watch, there's a couple of rods that you got to unhook. Once I go ahead and almost get it off, I'll go ahead and start back recording. Alright, I went ahead, I got the bolt underneath loose. It was right there, so that one's out now. Got to take these two bolts out of this plate to get to the bottom carburetor bolt. Go ahead and you loosen these, take this out of the way. And make sure you don't lose your bolts. Now see how there's a kill war that's hooked to that. What that does when you kick it off, it grounds the motor out, lets it shut off. Now we can get to the bolt down there. I'm using a 3/8 open end. I'll be back in just a second. Alright, we're back. Had to take a short break for a second. My wife needed something. Now we finished loosening these bolts. Now I have seen people take the gas tank and everything loose from the carburetor. Unless you've got to take the gas tank loose, it really isn't worth it. Once you get it loose enough, you can turn these bolts out with your fingers. If you can actually get to them to do it. I guess I'll be using the wrench. Yeah, I know. There's a whole lot easier ways to be using a ratchet wrench. There's extra stuff you could take off to make it a little easier to get to it, but everything you take off is just one more thing you gotta remember how to put back together. Alright. That's one. See? Now we'll finish taking this top one out. Should be about ready to come off. Yep, here we go. Alright. Now this gas tank happens to be completely full of gas. The guy that brought it to me had just filled it up. Now, once you get that off, like I was saying earlier, you got some rods that you've got to watch. These are corroded really bad. They just slide out. So that one goes down there. Could have stayed on. But you've got this one that comes up here to the governor. It has to come off. I'm going to pull this bolt out and take it loose. It's a 5/16. Gotta grab a wrench. I'll be right back. Alright, went and found my 5/16. See, I do have some ratchet wrenches. I'm just gonna take this arm off and let me take them two rods loose without having to bend them. Because if you ever bend that governor rod, it's a booger to get it set back right. Take that loose. Make sure you don't lose that. That lets you just slide that off. And you gotta watch because these are plastic. Just slip that off. You can leave that rod on, or you can even take it off and lay it out of the way. Whichever one works easier for you. Once you get that off, there you go. Gas tank, carburetor, and all comes right off. Now there's some springs and everything else. You don't want to mess with them unless you have to. We're going to set this out of the way, and I'm going to go pull the other one off. It's exactly the same as this one. I'll cut back in when I'm putting it back on. Okay guys, here's your new carburetor. A little bit newer style, different gas tank. The biggest thing you want to make sure when you're putting your carburetor and stuff back on is that the gasket's still in good shape and that the spring, it's kind of hard to see, there's a little spring down here that you gotta get hooked over the governor. That's what makes your governor work. If you don't get it hooked up, governor don't work. Sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to get it back in position. See that spring right there? Right there. It hooks over that little T-hook right there. You've got to get it on. Sometimes it's a bit of a pain. Sometimes it'll just jump on. But you got to make sure it's on. Keep everything out of the way. Don't bend none of your rods. Get them run up where they belong. Then you gotta reach down here. Get that lined up. Once you get it lined up, it'll go on. There we are. It's on. You also got to make sure you put your vent pipe back in. You gotta put your vent pipe in, make sure none of your rods are kinked. And then just bolt her back on like we took it off. After I get it bolted on, I'll show you how to put the breather and all that back on.